Welcome. My name is Mark Lerner. I am the spokesperson for the Stop RealID Act Coalition and also a spokesperson for the Constitutional Alliance. The subject today is our last chance for freedom. Our nation and our world are at a crossroads. We now live in a surveillance society based on biometric identification. Religious freedom, privacy, states' rights, rights of representation, and the presumption of innocence are being permanently destroyed under this system. Biometric identification, such as facial recognition, uses computers to automatically identify individuals based on unique physical characteristics. Such identification is only possible if the biometric data is linked to other personally identifiable information contained in databases such as Social Security numbers. As governments, businesses, and organizations around the world use biometrics to identify individuals and collect highly personal information, they create millions of databases containing such information. In addition, federal agencies are profiling U.S. citizens, buying our financial information from data mining companies. The wealth of data being collected is an ever-increasing target of identity thieves and terrorists and our own federal government. Robert Mockney, Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Visit Program, stated that information sharing is appropriate around the world, and DHS plans to create a global security envelope of internationally shared biometric data that would permanently link individuals with biometric ID, personal information held by governments and corporations. Unless biometric information is systematically removed from databases, a biometric surveillance society will result. With freedom comes risk. While we are becoming accustomed to public surveillance, the idea of having our every conversation overheard, our every move observed, and even our thoughts and intentions judged is repugnant to our understanding of freedom. It is time to heed the warnings of Russell Tice, the brave man who recently disclosed the illegal surveillance activities of the NSA. Mr. Tice stated, "The National Security Agency has access to all Americans' communications, faxes, phone calls, and their computer communications. They, the NSA, monitored all communications. In addition," Tice said, "the NSA combined these illegal wiretaps with credit card and financial data." Tice is also on record as saying, "The freedom of the American people cannot be protected when our constitutional liberties are ignored and our nation has decayed into a police state." The fear of Big Brother is far from fiction. Facial recognition surveillance linked to personal information can identify and track people in public without their knowledge. Biometrics and personal profiles can be combined with other technology like the Department of Homeland Security's Project Hostile Intent that was designed to access personal behavior and determine if one is more or less likely to present a threat. Such a system destroys the presumption of innocence as computers pass judgment on our personal information and behavior. The United States is heading down the path behind Great Britain, which has over 7 million surveillance cameras in a nation of only 50 million people. International organizations, not states, are controlling biometric standards, document design, and the information sharing network that are being forced on states. U.S. citizens have no access or control over these groups. Globally, facial recognition is the biometric of choice because individuals can be enrolled without their knowledge as their ID photos are used with facial recognition software. Once this system is fully in place, it cannot be undone. States will no longer have control over the information shared, how their citizens are identified, and we will invite an ID theft pandemic. Such a system effectively places the power of ID documents and other personal information in the hands of these international organizations where U.S. citizens have no representation or influence. We stand at the crossroads where we either regain our freedom or live in a surveillance society. Data contained in any database may be exposed to global information sharing. Government agencies, businesses, and organizations cannot be trusted to protect personal information they collect. Our national sovereignty, civil liberties, freedom, and national security are all threatened. The only solution we have to protect our freedom and to reduce identity theft is to end the use of biometrics and remove Social Security numbers from as many databases as possible. Be clear, RealID enrolls all Americans into a single global biometric identification system that links one's body to their ability to buy, sell, or travel. And I would ask that each person call, email your state representative and your U.S. lawmakers to stand opposed against RealID or any other federal legislation that involves federal intrusion into the issuance of a state document, the state driver's license.